everyone. Today we are going to speak about present simple, especially about meaning of the present simple, formation, spelling rules, adverbs of frequency, and do some exercises for consolidation. So, let's begin. We use the present simple to describe habitual actions. For example, I usually get up at 7:30. To describe actions and situations that are generally or usually true. Example for this point is Liz plays in the basketball team. To describe facts which are always true, the sun rises in the east, and often with adverbs of frequency. I am never late for work. Now let's see the formation of the present simple. The present simple is formed with the bare infinitive form of the verb. So we say I like, you like, we like, they like. We add s in the third person singular. So the present simple for he is likes, she likes, and it likes. The verb to be is irregular. I am, you are, we are, they are, and for he, she, and it has the form is. In this table, you can see the spelling rules for the third person singular. So, the infinitive form of the verbs, the form of for this verb in third person singular, and spelling. Please keep in mind these exceptions. Yes/no questions are formed with do and infinitive. Example is, do you like Italian food? The third singular uses does instead of do. Does she like Italian food? We also use do, does when we form questions with question words. For example, where does she live? Or what do you want? So here, where and what are question words. To be confident in word order in questions, you can use ASI or QUASI to help you with word order in questions. So ASI stands for auxiliary, subject, and infinitive, and QUASI stands for question word, auxiliary, subject, and infinitive. Compare these two examples. Do you know David? So, do is an auxiliary verb, you is a subject, and know is an infinitive. In the second example, what time does the film start? What is a question word, does is an auxiliary verb, and film is the subject of the sentence, and start is an infinitive. Negatives are formed with do not and infinitive. I do not like that. The third person singular uses does not. She does not like that. In speech and informal writing, do not becomes don't and does not becomes doesn't. And here examples with these contractions. I don't like that, or she doesn't like that. As we have said earlier, we usually use adverbs of frequency in the present simple. So adverbs of frequency and expressions of frequency are often used with the present simple. They explain how often someone does an action or something happens. And here are some examples with the adverbs of frequency. I often surf the internet. I occasionally eat junk food. So often and occasionally, they are adverbs of frequency. The zoo is open every day. We pay our mortgage every month. Every day and every month are expressions of frequency. So we can say daily instead of every day and every monthly instead of every month. And we use present simple with these adverbs and expressions of frequency. An adverb of frequency goes before a main verb. Exception is the verb to be. I always remember to do my homework. So, I is a subject, always is an adverb, and remember is a main verb. So, always is between the subject and the main verb in this sentence. An adverb of frequency goes after the verb to be. They are never pleased to see me. So, they is a subject, are is a form of to be, never is an adverb. You see the difference? Expressions of frequency usually go at the end of the sentence of or verb phrase. So, she visits the dentist twice a year. I have to take one tablet every 6 hours. Twice a year and every 6 hours are expressions of frequency and they are at the end of the sentence. We can use the following adverbs at the beginning of a sentence. Usually, normally, often, frequently, sometimes, and occasionally. But we cannot use the following adverbs at the beginning of a sentence: always, seldom, rarely, hardly, ever, and never. Please keep in mind these adverbs. We use hardly ever and never only with positive, not negative verbs. Because these adverbs have the negative meaning. For example, she hardly ever comes to my parties. Now, let's do some exercises for consolidation. In the first exercise, you should complete each sentence and put the verbs in brackets into the correct order. In the second exercise, you should also complete each sentence and use the words in brackets in the present simple. And the last task for you is to write a question or a negative sentence in the present simple. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention.